guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and we have got some good stuff going on right here. It is 2 days until the global Dokkan anniversary. So you guys know what that means. Typically, they tease events and stuff like that about 2 days out, right? And if we take a look here, we have, again, 2 days until the 7th anniversary. So we got a bunch of teasers last night for Global Dokkan, and we could sort of go over these events and stuff like that and see what we got. So first thing we have is a new boss rush. Stage 14 of boss rush is coming in, which just fights against Bardock, Blue Cow and Goku, transforming Gotenks, transforming Super Buu, and then the transforming Kefla. Not really... Like, unfortunately, boss rush is just pretty nothing besides just the stones. So this is going to be what? Oh, this isn't updated because there's a stage 15 now, but it's going to be 35 stones. So, you know, these stages are always nice to be added in, right? Man, dude, what if they added a mega stage, which is just like every fight? Because remember, back when this fight first dropped, where it was just like everything, yeah, there's 14 fights. They gotta drop another one of these, man. Like, it would be a nightmare, but... dude, back then, this boss rush stage, too, right here, was so fun. It was so tough, too. Like, back when we had these level of characters. Making it through all 14 fights, definitely a good time. They gotta add stuff like that. The big negative for the 7th anniversary is these, what we're gonna get into next. So there's a couple of story events with a couple of free-to-play units to grind up. I feel like the 6th anniversary did much better for these characters. I've not really found too much use out of this Vegeta and Bulma unit. I mean, how do I describe this other than just say, like, they're kind of ass? Like, this is just a bad unit. They're not really doing anything special. I don't know, like... Are you really dying to run a character that's giving 2 key 20% defensive support right there? Like, that's... Any extra support is always good, for sure. But, like, these free-to-play characters, I think, should probably be built around their support, right? Like, I think this character... This should have been, like, 4 key and 44% attack and defense or something like that. And then it should have gotten even better once Vegeta switches into his battle armor here. A chance for damage reduction is just it's comedy, high comedy, right? Like, the huge L of the anniversary is the free-to-play units. They're just awful. The 6th anniversary, I think their free-to-play units were very well designed. Tien and Roshi, LR Master Roshi, even the Krillin and 18, you know, I've never been the biggest fan of that character, but you could do some stuff with them. I just feel like they're much better than the 7th anniversary units. Again, the 7th anniversary, I think, is the best celebration in Dokkan history by far. The one weak point is definitely the free-to-play characters. Everyone pretty much agrees with that, right? That played it during the JP anniversary. Okay, so we have that. Again, nothing really too crazy here. This is where they slide in that support memory, which was originally a login gift. For the $350 million celebration last year, or at least a worldwide, whatever number. I think it was 350, but the worldwide download celebration from last year, right? So there's that. All right, let's go and get rid of this. Then we have the story event tease for the Goku and Chi-Chi. I think in here, it's just the Goku and Chi-Chi, and yeah, there's no support memory or anything like that. Now, this character I actually think is a little bit better than the Vegeta and Bulma. The main thing about this character is this. When you have ghost ushers you can use on command, that can be very valuable. You can use this character to really help you, I think, beat Red Zone Broly, potentially. Because remember, Red Zone Broly is very devastating with his AoE super attack. If you could use characters like Pikkon or this Goku and Chi-Chi or something like that to sort of, like, keep Red Zone Broly from using his turn at all, it could be very, very helpful. This unit does also build up. I mean, they could be okay-ish, completely built up. I would say the biggest problem for this character, though, is like these links and stuff like that, right? Like, you're kind of mashing a unit that doesn't fit anywhere onto presumably a Goku family team to try and make it work, and I don't... It's the active skill. I never did do the video testing them out. I probably will. Like trying to utilize them. I don't know if I'd want to use the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku family team though, which is 180%. I might want to stick to the Goku and Gohan Goku family team. That might be a bit better. Even though the buff will not be as high, I think it would be a stronger team overall, right? Okay, so we have that. We have the Goku and Chi-Chi. Again, their main utility is just our active skill Ghost Usher, but I mean, if you're not able to get that off, I don't think this unit is really bringing almost anything to the table, honestly. All right, so we can get rid of them. Okay, and we can get rid of this, and we can get rid of this as well. Then we have, this is the story event, which allows us to grind up the LR Gohan, Goten, and Trunks is the unit we're able to get from this. I believe that's the only thing we get from this event, too, is the Goku, or the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. One really cool thing about this character is they do have a very nice intro animation, but this unit is just pales in comparison to what Roshi was last year. Notice the comparisons I'm making with these characters, by the way, are just like to the free-to-play characters from last year. And I feel like these guys fall far short. LR Roshi is not a character, I think, who's like very effective in like Red Zone style content. But Roshi can still be very good in, say, Battlefield, Super Battle Road stages and stuff like that. With like his seal and his stun and his revive and, you know, his dodge, his support. Stuff like that. Like, he could still be useful. This is a character that I think is just going to be fodder because they're just stats. All this unit is just stats. There's no seal, stun, dodge, support, damage reduction, guard, scouter, heal, nothing. They have nothing. They're just stats. So this is a very poorly designed unit because, if this exact character was like, you know, a summonable LR with summonable stats, you know, the best stats in the game, you know, it could probably work. But we're talking about a free-to-play unit? Like, no way. This is not... And like, the other thing, too, here is you really want to be using a Goku and a Vegeta on the team for this character to be at full power. The good news, I guess, is that bond of parent and child is certainly going to be a very powerful category team you can rock this character on, right? You'll easily be able to get your Goku and your Vegeta buffs from that bond of parent and child category team, but I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of this character. Again, the best thing about this character is they have a super sick intro. It's the start of the second Dragon Ball Z opening. I think that is fantastic, right? But the rest of this character is just really, unfortunately, pretty mid. Not really too impressive, I would say. Kind of a bummer, right? You know, can't be perfect. So there is that. And then finally, yes. Ultimate Red Zone coming to global. Now, I would argue this is truly the only thing that really matters at this point. If you look at the difficulty of this event, established after 200% leader skills have been added into the game, this is where you want and need characters to be good. Characters could be good in Super Battle Road and Battlefield and stuff like that, sure. But typically if a character is really good in Red Zone, they're good everywhere else too, right? All the rest of the game, I guess except for like Battlefield or EZA, you also have items, right? Like people will cry about, oh, I guess Super Battle Road, it doesn't matter anymore. But it's, dude, you have 8 items. 8! Whereas you have 2 in these stages, right? These are the toughest stages in the game by far. Fights like Bojack, Broly, Omega are just insane. Baby is ridiculous. You have these are like really fun, interesting fights a lot of the times. Broly can feel very unfun when he just one-shots you with his AoE that does 700k damage to the entire rotation, right? Or this Broly, who's supering for 1.2 million damage, and he could do it twice per turn, right? Or like you fight Bojack, and then he 100% guaranteed locks you once you're, 10, 15 minutes into the fight, and just completely destroys you, right? But, a lot of these fights do have sort of like fun gimmicks to play around with. Like, I think a lot of these fights are actually really fun. And I do think grading characters on Red Zone is what we should do. No one had an issue last year when the most important thing was, how good is a character in like God event type stuff, right? Well, now it's how good are characters in this event. This, grading characters by the toughest content in the game is what we should do. I think many characters in the game are probably a bit better in here than many people give them credit for, but it's just about, using characters towards the strengths of the stage, right? Super 17 is a wickedly, ridiculously tough fight, but there's no tech phase. So, a lot of AGL characters who are potentially like Fringe or something like that, you can effectively use against Super 17 because it's just the STR phase, right? The only thing is you can't bring Ki Blast super characters because he straight up heals from being hit with Ki Blast supers, right? Another fight is like Baby. Baby is wickedly tough, but there's no STR phase, so you just load up on physical type units, and then the final 2 phases are int, which you can, fight Baby using your physical characters, right? So, like, that's another thing to keep in mind. I think Red Zone is really fun. New difficult content to challenge characters is great. Unfortunately, I mean, people get really salty because their favorite unit, like, does not dominate in here, which means they're not one of the best units in the game. And then people get very salty. They start coping for the character, blah, 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 blah. I would recommend not to get too tied towards one character specifically. Power creep characters can be replaced constantly, right? Like, it's constantly being updated. It's a gacha game, right? They want to drop super difficult content, so you have to pull the new characters which are used to beat this, not the old shit, which now gets just cream pied in here, right? So you just want to be prepared for that. Keep in mind, too, global players, you guys will know this, no team or no event in the game on global can challenge a 200% leader team. Use the Cell team, Goku and Gohan's team, Majin and Vegeta's team. Like, you're effortlessly sweeping the entire game. Nothing matters to a 200% team. In these Red Zone stages, these are the stages designed to sort of do battle with 200% leader skill teams, right? So don't be expect when a lot of the upcoming, like, difficult content or stages might be geared up more towards this level of difficulty, which is, aimed towards 200%. Because, we've had the first sort of, like, leader skill buff for the first time in 5 years. We have not had leader skills get stronger since 2017. Now they finally have. So we will see, right? So let me know what you guys think, you global players, about the anniversary about to start. Definitely going to be very, very fun. July typically is the most exciting time of the year. Because, global anniversary is going on, and then JP has a Tanabata celebration. So there's just a lot going on. So let me know what you guys think about the Red Zone and all the events coming to global. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.